Welcome everyone. Willkommen am Salmsee. I'm trying to speak German to you because we are here in Linz, Austria for the WWS Overall Tour, the second stop. The Salmsee Cup is presented by Gschiel. We have cut the field down to 4 women and 5 men, and we are going to highlight a 3-hour action-packed show with slalom, trick, jump. We combine those scores together and we're going to come up with an overall champion today. The competition is going to be fierce. They're challenging for the points, which is for the year end. Let's go. Hey, welcome everybody back here in Salmsee, the WWS Cup, the second stop of the tour, and I'm sitting here with Dorian Llewellyn, who shouldn't be sitting beside me, but unfortunately he had a crash. It's about a month ago, right?
Yeah, it's been 5 weeks. I'd say thanks for having me. It's nice to be here, but I'd rather be out there with all these guys. But yeah, I mean, thanks for letting me still feel like I'm a part of this, even though I'm injured right now.
Well, you know what's going on in everybody's head, so we're going to get back into that. We had some good skiing yesterday, a little windy, some upsets, here and there. We're going to go and take a look at it, and maybe we'll just do a review of what went on yesterday.
Yeah, so yesterday was filled with a lot of great skiing. Here on camera, you see that Leona Berna, one of the up-and-coming Austrian skiers out here. She's 16 years old, just qualified for the Junior Masters in jump a couple weeks ago at Spain. Slalom didn't go so well for her. As you can see, she kind of stumbled through the wakes, didn't get around 3-ball there at 32 off or 13 meters, so she was a bit upset about that. But then we moved straight into Lili Steiner, another great skier here from Austria. She's actually Austrian national champion in overall. And right now you're seeing what makes her a really good skier here. She's super consistent. This is 13 meters, and yesterday was really challenging, and she still made it through this pass, which for her, good conditions, bad conditions, you can always kind of expect her to ski well. So score at 12 meters for her is a good score. Here you see that she only gets around 1 ball, doesn't make it around 2. But yeah, great skiing for her, and that sets her up in a really good way for this overall competition. Now you have Carlotta Bonnemann, the younger sister of world champion hopeful talent in Janina. She had a weird fall yesterday here at 13 meters, just got unglued coming into 3-ball and hit the buoy, kind of ate it. And now we move into the reigning world champion in Sasha Daniszewskaja. Also, again, hard conditions out there, but she skied really well, ran 12 meters, got 3 buoys at 11, took the win in slalom. Which, like I said, tough conditions. And Janina, she's usually super talented and usually runs this 12-meter pass, but as you can see right here, hit a couple rollers and just fell over, and that's all she wrote. Moving into the men, we have another young Austrian talent in Vinci Ahama. Slalom might not be his best. We'll see later that jump is definitely his strength right now. But yeah, coming through the course, getting unglued a little bit, some rollers like everybody's experiencing. Now we're moving into one of the 2 best Austrian overall skiers in Alexander Gschiel. And, he did a great job yesterday. He knew that he had to put on a big score to not only stay ahead of Luca, but to secure himself a spot in the finals. And here you have him running the 12-meter line. And based on the way that everybody else was skiing yesterday, this is actually a really good score. I mean, anything at, at 11 meters for Alexander is good. I would say he likes to run it. He wants to run it. But in the conditions, this is a really, really respectable score. And, you know, a little deep out of 2 there, pops the handle, but I think based on the way everybody else skied, he can be really happy with that. And now we have the other of the 2 Austrians I was talking about in terms of the overall battle, Luca Rauchenwald, also a really good jumper. Here, just, again, rollers. It was windy yesterday. Guys were having a little bit of trouble, and, yeah, comes undone. Now we have something that could be really big today. Edo Morenzi, he's having a good pass here, second pass, 12 meters, and comes in really deep out of 5 and crashes and actually hits himself in the face with his knees. So you see right here on that impact, he hit himself right in the face. And so he was really struggling afterwards with that, in a lot of pain, so he'll be biting through that today. Now we have come to the big dogs in the men's division. You have Louis Duplan-Fribourg coming through the 11-meter pass. I think, again, given the conditions, I think Louis can be really happy with the way that he skied yesterday. You know, 11 meters is a good thing to run for him, and yeah, didn't get the best start here at 39, but, you know, doesn't get around 2-ball, but for the first round, feel out the conditions, kind of get himself a score and to move through to the next round. I think that's great. Obviously, Joel, you know, runs 38, runs 11 meters, but then this right there, he gets super deep out of 2. His fin actually came out of the water, but he still manages to get to 5-ball at 39. Upon review, he didn't actually get around 5, but 4 at 39 in what we had yesterday is definitely something you can, you know, write home about, and he takes the win there in slalom.
So why are the conditions? Because this was the World Champion site in 2007, ideal site, but you keep saying the conditions weren't that great. What's going on there?
Yeah, I think a lot of skiers were a bit surprised with how the wind was yesterday. You can see that it's a little windy right now, but this is actually really nice. Yesterday it was strong, and I think that definitely caught a couple people off guard. The water is also high, so the higher the water gets here, there are certain things that it can bounce back off of and create rollers.
We're just off the Danube here, and the Danube is really high, and typically the water's supposed to be flowing out, and we tried to do something about it, but that has not happened. So the conditions are a little bit rolly. We have been setting down at the ends to give the athletes the best conditions that we can. It's not the best ideal for the crowd, but it's, you know, we saw a lot of great crashes there, and I think maybe we can go in to see what happened in the trick event.
Yeah, so moving into the tricks, here again you have Lily Steiner. She took home the 3rd place finish last year. Actually, this is a nice little fall right on your face. Love to end a run like that, but I think she went through most of her pass there. And now you have Carlotta Bonnemann. She placed 4th yesterday out of the prelims.
Yeah, 2 stand-up passes.
Yep, 2 stand-up passes, really good toe pass. I think Carlotta and Lily are really going to be fighting today for that 3rd place finish. You know, I'm expecting Sasha and Janina to stand up.
Yeah, it's not always just about first place. There's a lot of races going on here.
Exactly. And Lily, like I said, was 3rd last year. And, you know, you watch a run like this from Carlotta, and I think she'll step up her slalom today, and she's going to be strong today, that's for sure.
There, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and here you have Sasha, and again,
she had a great round yesterday.
Yeah, really, really good round. And, you know, I think both her and Janina kind of were not going full force and kind of taking it a little easy, especially when it came to jump. And
sometimes the best scores come out of that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, Sasha did put down a really good trick score yesterday, and I think that she'll probably be looking to replicate exactly what we're seeing here in this video. I mean, here you have her going through her hand run, and she's about to do one thing that makes her stand out from everybody else, in the fact that she does a couple huge front flips.
Yeah.
And I think yesterday she only did 1. I think she can do 2. We'll see if she pulls out the second one today, but I mean, this run as a whole, really good. Comes right back into a ski line back. So, I mean, as solid as you want for her. And for her today, I think, you know, a lot of it's going to be the same, but to go a little farther and jump. And then obviously, you know, you can't talk about trick skiing in the women's division without Janina. Janina is one of the top 4, you know, always looking to either win a tournament or to be on the podium, and this is exactly why. I mean, she's flying through this toe pass, and, you know, she does come a little bit unstuck right here on her toe back, and that messed up her toe line back-to-back. She got that cut. She stuck her foot in the water. But she can definitely clean that up easily, and today I think she will, and, you know, bump up her trick score even more, and between her and Sasha, it's going to be a battle. And speaking of front flips, I mean, these are 2 of the nicest front flips that you have in the game. And Janina just stomps those, moves through a trick pass. She actually told me that she felt slow yesterday, and yet she still got every single trick in time here. So, you know, that just shows you how informed Janina is. And, you know, if she stands up her runs, there's a good chance that everything's going to be in time. She can be tricking over 10,000 points.
She did take out the France stop.
Yeah, exactly. And again, Vinci Ahama, he's a young kid. This is his first pro event, and he does really good flips. But I mean, you can see here he's a little nervous. It's actually really good recovery for a kid of his age. A lot of times you wouldn't know what to do, and he just moved through this toe pass pretty quick. I mean, a little sloppy, and that's
he's needing a PB to get in the round. That's a lot of pressure.
Exactly, and I could have probably held on to that. I was pinning this, so that's my fault. But yeah, here you have Alexander Gschiel. Had a really, really good trick score yesterday. PB for him, 8,400, and he didn't even get his last flip in time. So he does, we call it the Frenchy run, because a lot of the French boys do this run, and he was motoring through this. He actually did a double wake ski line back-to-back, and then here he throws this sick front flip, and actually was out of time.
Little punch to the bag.
Yeah, super pumped there at the end, and, you see here why it was a PB. I mean, his toes were really nice, and this is where the emotion comes out right there. And I was pinning again, and, I was pumped for him because I knew that was big. And
Mandawaka shorts.
Yeah, Mandawaka, the little throwback to the days of Santi and Alejo Robledo. And Luca, again, really good flips. Not a super complicated hand run, moves pretty quickly into these flips and does a huge front flip and just over-rotates a little bit, and he'll be looking to fix that today. Now you have Edo Morenzi. Really good tricker. Some of his toe lines are awesome, but on the other side, everybody makes mistakes, and like you see there, gets caught up in the rope, and, that's the end of his first pass. But again, Edo was dealing with a split lip, and we're not exactly sure if his teeth are fully intact, but he definitely wasn't feeling good yesterday. So every single one of these landings, these flips, they're probably going to be pretty hard on him.
His flips are incredible.
Yeah, they're great. But, I mean, when you land a flip like that, you got to be thinking that your teeth are coming together at least a little bit. But I think he wasn't happy.
He wasn't very happy.
He wasn't happy with that run, but at the end of the day, he's moving on to the next round, and then today probably feeling hopefully a little bit better. But, yeah, again, big dogs in this tournament not only, but also big dogs in terms of, trick skiing as a whole. Louis and Joel both can trick over 12,000 points, and Louis was motoring through this run here. He always ends with this front flip and then ski line O variation. Got a little bit hung up here, lost the handle. Not sure if, maybe being close to shore freaked him out. I think he definitely would hang on that today. And then here you see him motoring through his toe pass, and he's got a super fast toe run, and that's one of the reasons why he's being able to trick over 12,000 points. That being said, the faster you go, sometimes you do make mistakes, which right here, just rushing that toe line back-to-back, rushing the second one, and gets a little bit caught up. And
just get rid of the wakes.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have Joel starting with an awesome starting sequence, his toe wake 5. He does that so well. And he's been really improving his toes lately in the last year or two. So he's also been getting super fast to where he gets every trick in time. And, here he's moving through these toe lines. His toe line 5 is unreal. It's one of the best ones, I think, on the tour. And, he lands pretty close to the wake. It's obviously, that's going to be something that judges are going to be looking for today, whether that's credit or not. And I think he knows how to do the trick credit. And he'll be looking to, fix that today, make it really obvious for the judges to be giving him everything. And he tricked super well. I mean, gosh, you can't get better than this hand run. I mean, this has got to be one of the most electric hand runs in the game. Finishes off with his ski line sequence, and as nice as you could want to do it, and he's pumped about it for sure. So, these guys are going to be throwing down big scores today. A lot of times in the finals, even at a pro trick event, sometimes the scores actually come down. What would you say you're expecting these guys to do? You think they're going to go easy? You think they're going to go for it?
Well, the first couple guys off the dock always set the pace. So, but, I think they're all going to up their game. They just, warming up. They all looked really good. But it's going to be a great show. It's going to be really good. Interesting to see how they handle the conditions today. It's a lot better. It was a little windy yesterday, and still a little bit of a tailwind. I know the guys don't like it, especially for jump. So let's cue up jump. And
yeah, so we're going to be moving through jump really quickly here. And like I said, Leona Biana, she's going to be skiing in the Junior Masters next year. And so she's one of the Austrian hopefuls in terms of that event. And Carlotta Bonnemann, she's working at Lacanau and doesn't get a lot of time to ski, but still putting out a 40-meter jump. That's awesome. Here you have Lili Steiner. I think she's, best jumper in Austria right now. She jumped 45 meters yesterday, and, that's a great score, and she'll be looking to repeat that today. Sasha, like I said, she was going a bit easier yesterday. She started with a 3/4 cut, ended up only with a jump of 48.5 meters. That's definitely under what she can do. And then Janina, same thing. I don't think she was, putting the pedal to the metal. Still a good jump for her, just under 50 meters at 49.5, but I think that's going to change today. And like I was been saying before, you know, when Vincey fell in tricks, that's not his event. This is his event now, and he's been, you know, the last couple of weeks has been showing that he can jump with the big boys and went 57 meters. And then this will be the battle for, you know, that fourth, maybe that third overall spot with Alexander and Luca. Alexander went 53 meters yesterday. Luca definitely out edges him in this, and Luca actually had the furthest jump of the whole tournament, 64.5 meters. So we're going to be excited to see what Luca can do today. Again, Edo probably going easy yesterday, you know, not feeling as good as he could feel, went 58 meters. And now we get into the new French national record holder, and Louis. And Louis struggled a little bit yesterday. It's bumpy out there. He went 61 meters, and then Joel kind of followed him up with the same thing, went 60.9. And I know both those guys can go further, and they'll be pushing it today for sure. And I wouldn't be shocked if this overall battle comes down to, you know, which one of those two can edge each other out and jump, and it really comes down to that foot of who's going to win.
That was like Luca just exploding and having that huge jump. That's pretty impressive.
And so Luca's really been finding a rhythm. He's really in form, and I think Luca's going to fix his slalom today, kind of, you know, iron some of that out. And the race between Luca and Alexander is going to be super fun to watch, and that kind of sets the stage for the rest of, you know, the year and the rest of the next couple of years in terms of who's going to be the Austrian overall, you know, champion, and who's going to be the guy. And, you know, Vincey jumped really well too. I mean, that's awesome. He didn't make the finals, but yeah. I think over the next couple of years he might join that battle as well.
Yeah, it's great to see the Austrians coming on strong, the juniors, and Lily really impressed me with her slalom yesterday, and you know, and Luca definitely his jumping was impressive, and you know, the guys that jumped in France were at those distances, and France was really great conditions. So that's the game today, is try to figure out who can handle the conditions.